Hello, everybody. Welcome to NinjaChris Silly History. And this month, we're gonna go to Turkey. We're gonna go to the history of the Turkish cuisine, to be exact, because I know you guys all love your food, and so do the Turks, apparently, because they definitely really love their food and they want to make sure they use every little bit of their food. They don't want any of it to go to waste. That's for darn sure. every little bit of food, they can make something from it. For example, if they've got peels of fruit or something, they'll turn it into something. Whether it's chucking it out in the garden and doing that and turning it into some sort of compost type thing. I don't know, but they'll still use it. Maybe the zest off that particular fruit. All right, they definitely love their meat. That's for sure as well. But yeah, I'm also going to do some Turkish history as well. I'm gonna go back in time with Turkey as well. Why not? Hey, have a look at it. So, what really makes a good Turkish dish, I suppose, because of all their spices they put on it. And I was already talking about putting zest and stuff on it and all that, because it's kind of like they like to make their food taste nicer. They want to improve the taste of it. They want to make it less boring, as some people might. I mean, yeah, in all honesty, I prefer my food boring, but hey, they like to make their kebabs and put loads of different spices in it. And from where they started with the spice, they actually used the spice trade, which is actually on the Spice Islands, and they've been doing this for and this was over in Indonesia. The Spice Islands are called the Maluku Islands, which was a very interesting one to do, and that's all the way over in Indonesia. And they had to, well, it's called a trade, so they got all their spices and stuff. And yeah, this was all like 40,000 years ago or something like that. So it was a long time ago but they had to start trading, and it all came across to Turkey and Anatolia. Well, they all got the spices, and now they've been using those spices ever since. So it's good to get your food and get your sense, but how did we get to such a kingdom? I mean, well, people have been. I mean, from what I've got right now is that obviously a lot of religious stories are over there, like the Mesopotamia and all that. But the first real kingdom that I got that actually went over Anatolia properly was the Median kingdom. And I know that's over in Iran, but if you notice, the Median kingdom does cross over into Anatolia, so it does count. And you've got to realize back then there wasn't just one, it was just a tribe or clan or whoever. They just took whatever, and so it just spanned out over that. So what it is Iran was the Median Empire, what was Armenia, what was Azerbaijan, what was Georgia. That was all part of Anatolia. It was all part of one big Asian plateau, so to speak. So it was all one. So the Median Kingdom from 678 to 550 BC, that was pretty much a whole line all the way through to Anatolia. So yeah, dragged out a lot. And I suppose if I'm going to go for the food angle, they probably wouldn't have had really much to go with. They would have had to just live off crops, which is probably what most of them did until they started getting towards the Ottoman Empire. I mean, they started getting decent food around the Byzantine Empire as well. I suppose you could say the Roman Empire, the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire, but this was before the Median Kingdom was before the Romans even knew of this land. They kind of stumbled upon it because that's where they got all their trade. Good old Romans, they want to jump over that. But before we got to there, we had the Achaemenid Empire, which obviously started at 550 BC, and that lasted till 330 BC, because Alexander the Great, he had his wars because he came from Macedon, because the Macedonian kingdom, he came all the way over there, just above Greece, and came over and took everything. And just like, I'm going to have the whole of that, at least until he died in 323. But the Seleucid Empire then started in 312 to 63 BC. That wasn't as good because it started losing bits and started adding little new bits over in the Iran area and the Asia. But this is where the Anatolia came in, because the Romans started having wars over there, and then started setting up shop, essentially, because that's what they did. Really, they fought and they just took lands, and they just carried on spreading. Unfortunately, the Romans couldn't quite get over to Persia because they were knackered all the time, because that's a lot of armory you've got to carry. So they had constant Persian wars and stuff, but when it got into like the Byzantines and stuff, they started, because they were closer, because it was the Eastern Roman Empire then, so they had more. They didn't have to travel as far at that point, so we had a lot more. They had a lot more trading with foreigners. Obviously, around the Anatolian region, getting fish was one of the most popular things. If you managed to get some meat, that was a bit of a luxury item back then. So really, if you were a king, queen, or somebody in the higher ups, if you were one of those, that was when you probably got your meat. But if you were a lowly servant or lower rank, you'd probably just get given a fish or something. You would have got given a slice of bread, maybe, if you were lucky. So not really great cuisine, I suppose, back in them times. Back in the Roman times, it was pretty much what was in the storage cupboard. I suppose they obviously had fruits and stuff. They weren't really making meals as such, though. They were more just getting a tray and just putting stuff on a tray. Oh, I'll have a banana. Oh, have some apples on there. Oh, got some grapes. Even then, I suppose if you had to do it like that, you'd have to be a higher up to even have a plate. You just got given what you were given if you were a servant or something, or a slave, maybe. I don't know. Wasn't round back then. Then we move on to the Byzantine Empire, where bread and vegetables did actually start becoming more popular to eat, because that's pretty much all they had. And at that time, meat actually became easier because, well, the Eastern Roman Empire was more or less taken over by the Byzantines, because, well, they lasted from 330 up to 1453 until was when the Ottomans actually conquered the last of the Byzantine Empire. And that was all fun over in the Anatolian region, because obviously Constantinople was on the eastern Thrace land, so basically the European part of Turkey, which is where Constantinople, that we know today, is Istanbul. So it's on the European side, but Anatolia was really going through a lot because they were being attacked a lot by the Seljuk Empire around that time. So the Anatolian region had to kind of separate off a bit, but you did have the Seljuk Empire coming in on the Byzantines as well. So it was a bit of a lovely time. Obviously, when the Byzantine Empire first started, it was big, it was massive, but because all these tribes started moving in, and plus with Islam, the religion coming in as well, like 700 AD, when they started doing that with a guy called Muhammad, that was the beginning of the Islamic faith. So the Byzantine Empire started having struggles, and they started having more fights with Persia because Byzantines were more in the Catholic region and stuff, so they were more on the Christian side of things, and then the Persians ended up having a lot more fights. And because the Seljuks was starting to do better, started taking the land off the Byzantines, which ended up leaving the Byzantine Empire quite small, only in the Thracian land, because in Anatolia it became the Sultanate of Rum, which was basically the Anatolian Seljuks. So they kind of took quite a lot of it from 1074 till 1308. So all the way till the 14th century with the Anatolian Seljuks. Though it did shrink a little bit because the Mongols decided to come over in the 12th and 13th century and decide to make things a little awkward, which is where we got the Anatolian Beyliks, which are basically Turkish principalities, because the Mongols all came over and started trying to take bits and bobs. The Sultanate of Rum was, well, very, very tiny. About as tiny as a sultana. I don't know, I just come up with that one. Yeah, that was because it was that time where it was all the Turkic migrations and stuff like that. So the reason why there's so much of Turkey still in the Central Asian part is because of the Mongol Empire coming across it. So there's the Turkic language in the center of Asia as well. Because, well, the Turkish seemed to have a lot of fights with Russia, especially while it was during the Ottoman Empire. And yeah, the Ottoman Empire went all the way from 1299 all the way till 1922. So, what's that, about 600 years or so? The Ottoman Empire practically owned it. But they started off tiny, just tiny, over in I think it was where Bithynia is now, up in the up in the top left-hand corner of Anatolia. There was a little Ottoman Empire started by Osman the First, who, well, he started it all off with his little, because it was a play on his name, because that was his name, Osman. To be totally honest, I don't fully understand it, because I think it's a lot of like Latin and stuff. That's why Ottoman Empire was created, because of Osman the First. They just carried on expanding, and in like 1520 was when Suleiman the Magnificent took over, and he was starting to take over Europe as well. And well, actually, as soon as the Ottomans came about, they were constantly taking little bits of Anatolia away. It's like, I'm having that one. Then they started going around and trying to take Europe. But it wasn't until 1453 until they actually ended the Byzantine Empire. They finally took Constantinople. And I say, well done them. They've done it. And they carried on expanding their land, expanding their horizon. This is why the Ottomans got so much great cuisines, because they Well, they took so much land. They took a load of land from Europe. Then they started coming around to Africa because they had a few fights with Egypt. They had Tunisia as well in there. The Levant as well, because that goes all the way around. Basically, all the religious lands, and that's why all the Muslims and Islam wanted to be spread, because Ottoman Empire wanted to spread Islam everywhere. Everywhere they went, they wanted to spread Islam about, and they definitely did that. But anyway, we're on to food here. I'm getting really rambling here on it. But it was really the Ottomans that got the food idea started. The thing is, with the Ottoman Empire, they were very, very cheeky because they wanted to hide their recipes for themselves. They're cheeky, cheeky gits. Excuse my language. Very, very cheeky. They holding back their food. But unfortunately for them, their food recipes got through somewhere. We got some wind of the information on their food, and we got some ideas of how they cook and how they work. I mean, I could go with one of the styles that they enjoy is like a meze. That's where they really start because it's down as the appetizer. You've got to start with your appetizers, haven't you? Which is usually just a load of vegetables and stuff like that. I mean, I've got things of different styles of foods that you can have. Also, it doesn't have to just be an appetizer. It can also be a main course because if you have meats, I mean, you've got loads of stuff that you could put on a meze, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to go through a meze with you. And I feel that that's the important thing. So there's loads of meze dishes out there because there's one that's called lahamakun. Forgive me for saying it badly if I do badly. Oh, it's basically a Turkish pizza. It's a lahamakun. It's a barbecued flatbread filled with lamb meat, onions, tomatoes, and spices. Oh, they love their spices there. But I think I've had a lamakun before because I think I've been to a Turkish restaurant and I think they did give us one of those. Actually, no, they gave us two. But it was quite nice. Very, very thin, mind. But, I enjoyed it. They gave us the right options as well. Because, well, we got a nice little selection of stuff. Because on the Turkish menu, because there's a restaurant around in the UK called Istanbul. They do great with the Turkish food, obviously. So and the guy who was serving us told us that you buy the meal for two because it's too many. It's actually too much for two, but just enough for three. But more than enough for three, because it was just me and my two mates at the time. But there was only on the menu we saw there was only a menu for a combo for two people or a combo for four people. But when we had the combo for two people, and when I came out, it was like massive. It's like, this is for two people? Really? And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I say that you don't mess around in Turkey. You love to get your food going. I mean, wow. You love your kebabs and stuff as well. Because, there was a nice selection of kebabs as well. Oh, so great. You got doners, you got chickens, you've got all of this fancy stuff, and I loved it. So yeah, there's some other things as well because we've got the lamakon and something called a onavut sigeri, which is fried liver cubes served with onion, parsley, and hot pepper. Ooh, not quite sure that one would do me too good. I want hot pepper. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering this language here. Then we've got some patlikan esmezi, which is basically mashed eggplant. All of that mouthful just for mashed eggplant. Which an eggplant is just an aubergine, really. And also on a meze, you've got a borek, which is a pastry, and a really nice country pastry with using a phyllo, so it nicely cracks. And usually put something in it. You fill it with something, and it's nice and crunchy. So I'd love to try one of those boreks, but sounds so nice. You've got then you've got a sarma as well, which is which is basically wrapped up in grape leaves and stuff like that. So it's all good. Oh, but yeah, it's good to have a meze. Maybe as a starter, maybe as a main. But if you love your kebabs anyway, I'm gonna go and say hello to people. Hello, Anna. It's good to see you. Yeah. Hey up, Terry. You don't think you've ever eaten Turkish food? Oh, yeah, I think it's not. Have you ever had a kebab before? Because that's Turkish. I think I find it hard pressed for people not to love a kebab or something. Lamb kebab, chicken kebabs, some mutton kebabs and stuff. They like to experiment with their meats and stuff there. They like a good breakfast as well, because there's something called the Grand Turkish Breakfast. And they love their olives. Gotta say, they definitely love their olives over there. Black olives, to be exact. When it comes to a breakfast, yeah, it's a lot of olives, which is why they like to use olive oil quite a lot of things. You've also got on the breakfast, you've got something called a sucuk, which is just a Turkish sausage, and I think it's a bit of a spicy one as well. It's a bit of a hot one, so be careful with some of their sausages. And you're going to have some simit bread, which is basically a sesame seeded bagel, which sounds nice. And again, you're going to have some borek with it. I assume you got jams, cheese. Oh, cheese, yes. The Turkish, they love their cheese. Well, it's because I think they work mostly off pastures and land and stuff, where quite a lot of their stuff is more homemade. When you look at Turkish food, it's quite a lot of it is from like plots of land and stuff. They grow their own food. I'm not saying they kill their own animals, but they like to get food from like a butcher's or something like that. They like to make sure it's fresh enough so they can make it properly. And homemade Turkish food, I have heard, is very, very nice than store-bought. So maybe when I went to that Turkish restaurant, it wasn't the best place for me to. It wasn't the best place for a genuine look at home cooked food, but hey, I enjoyed the meal, and there's nothing wrong with having a kebab, as long as you don't have too many of them anyway. Forgive me if I do, but I love a kebab every now and then. And they love to wrap things up in breads and stuff. And yes, loads of bread and stuff. I mean, you've got like a pide, which is like a open sandwich. When you look at it, it just looks like one of those long pizza breads situation. But it's one where you put a load of stuff, you put cheese on it as well. It just looks like a pizza. But it is what it is, and it seems like it's very enjoyable for people to eat. And yeah, so we've got we're still on the meze, so we've got falafels as well, which is a deep fried ball or a patty made from ground chickpeas, fava beans, or both. If you're feeling a bit risky, why not? You've got a fasuli pilaki, which is basically several dishes cooked in a sauce. It's served cold, and it's garnished with parsley and some lemon slices, which sounds interesting. Almost sounds like some sort of pilaf, I suppose, in a sense. But pilafs look quite nice, actually. But a pilaf is usually a rice dish, and if you don't like using rice, you can use something that they have, which is called bulgur, which is something that they have in Turkey, which is kind of like a version of couscous. But they also have couscous as well available to them, so it's good. It's good. Oh, hi Dan, how you doing? How you doing? It's good to see you here. It's been a bit of a quiet night tonight. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with a meze because you can do whatever you want with it. Really, it's just loads of little versions of dishes and stuff. I mean, people like you can put a pilaf with it, I suppose, a little mini version with rice and stuff, little rice dishes, because they like to do little vegetable dishes. I mean, they really love their vegetables and stuff, and again, they will not waste any of it, any of the meat. They will. I just wonder if their bins have got anything in it anymore, because I've got a feeling they just make use of everything that is in that bin. I don't know. Then you've got a fetus, which doesn't sound as appetizing, but it's a salad of vegetables and toasted or fried pieces of pita bread. Maybe it's not so bad. You also got, well, I mentioned the fava beans earlier, being in a falafel. You've also got something that you can have on the table at a Turkish meze. You can also have some hummus, which is a dip or spread made from cooked and mashed chickpeas. Sounds interesting. I'm not sure I was mad keen when I tried the hummus, but hey ho, what can you do? You have to try it at least once, don't you? Oh, we've got a calamar tava, which is fried squid, and in most places it's just called calamari, but for some reason that's what the Turkish way is, a calamar tava, or however you say it. And then you've got a cake. Either way, I'm never sure how to say that. It's CACIK. Either way, that's a cucumber with yogurt, a dried mint, and olive oil. Oh, yep, there you go. The olive oil's out again. But I have noticed that the Turkish, they love their yogurts. They definitely love their yogurts, and well, that's fine by me. But I suppose there's a lot of spices around. You need the yogurt to counteract it. I mean, they even put yogurt in their drinks. They've actually got a famous yogurty drink, which is called ayran, which is basically a yogurt drink, yogurt mixed with water, I believe it is. So that one's a non-alcoholic one and a good summer drink. So they may well be drinking it right now, which is up to them. But either way, it's a milky yogurty drink. I suppose it would work really nicely if you're all spiced up. Maybe. We'll see about that, but that's one of the drinks that they've got. And then, one that I had the other night was a kofta, which are basically just meatballs made of chopped meat, onion, parsley, and other spices. So, and I think it was a shish kofta that I had the other night, which is basically a kebab. So believe is what the sticks were, because it was on they were on sticks that we have. Funny enough, I had them with Daniel, who's here now. But I think they were nice. We also had friend Sean with us as well, but I don't think she's watching at the moment. I think she's at church or something, doing something. Oh, is it me or is it warm? Curry spice is not used in Turkish food. Many other spices are. Well, I never actually mentioned curry spices. I mean, they just use spices. If they want to use spices, I was just hearing on the side they have spicy. They can spice food up because sometimes they put chili peppers in their foods and stuff. I mean, the sujuk, the sausage, I think they pepper it and stuff like that. It's just a dry, spicy sausage, but it's good with the breakfast apparently if you're in Turkey. But yes, they have a lot of stuff. You love the eggplant dishes. Well, yeah, I suppose that's quite interesting. I saw them cooking the eggplant dishes. It takes ages. It took about 40 minutes. And they have to punch some holes through it just to make sure that it can breathe. You need your eggplant to breathe so it doesn't all spew out all over the place, so it doesn't crack, so it can cook nicely. And then when it's done with its cooking, you slice it open and scrape out the insides, and then there you go. You've got your mashed eggplant or a dip or something you can use. Looked quite interesting. I'll be honest, I've never actually had eggplant before, so it would be an interesting way to go about it, maybe. Eggplant dishes there. Cheeses, you cannot go wrong with baklava. Oh, yes. Baklava seems to be one of the most popular desserts. And I gotta say, it looks really nice. And apparently in Ottoman times, only the rich was able to access the ability to eat a baklava because it was so hard to get, like pistachios and stuff like that. So you would have to have been rich to get that, and to have somebody cut it. Well, you can cut it in squares, but you can also cut it in slices as well. I've seen some do it in either way, but they look interesting. They look interesting to try. There's a lot of Turkish food I'd love to try, and it's a shame that I couldn't try it. I couldn't try too much before I was doing this live stream. Honestly, I would have loved to. I would have loved to do it. Hummus is your absolute fave. Oh, is it, Dan? I'm not too sure about it for me, but yeah, it's a good one. I suppose it's told it's good. Michelangelo's makes a great eggplant that I had last night. Italian food is my most favourite. Yeah. You've had some delicious baklava, have you, Terry? Oh, I'm glad you. It's very, very quiet here tonight, I've noticed, isn't it? I hope everybody's doing all right. Or did I send the message out to the wrong people? Well, I hope those of you who have shown up are enjoying yourself so far. And I do believe, wow, it's gone 30 minutes already. Time has flown by. So yeah, where are we? Yes, we did the kofta, and we've got something called a kisir, which is a bulgur salad with finely ground parsley and tomato paste. Oh, they love their tomato paste. Tomato paste and pepper paste. I noticed that they like to do that. They also like to cut onions. It was quite funny when I was watching videos of watching this woman cook. She always she always did the crying thing, like you were bursting into tears, which was which was always funny to see. But there is a way to cut an onion where you don't cry. I think it's the center bit that makes you cry. So if you just cut around the outside and don't cut into the center bit, you won't cry. You won't look like you're bursting into tears. Oh, I think I got my hay fever still coming in. You can only speak for those who are fans of Kitten Academy. They are watching events of Kitten Academy 2020. That could be one reason why some of our friends are not here. Lots of people are on vacation around here. I know I need to go and try some Turkish food. I know I need to find it. Oh, I'm still having fun doing what I'm doing though. I just love rambling to the camera. No matter who's watching. Maybe they'll watch later, and that's fine. That's all fine. You can all watch later. There's something I'm going through the meze here. Some things that have been listed on the meze list anyway. You've got some musiva or mukva, musfa. Either way, they're zucchini fritters or a pancake. So you get some zucchinis and you turn them into a pancake, or I guess you put some pastry around them or something, and then you eat them, I would assume, which would be a good idea. Then we've got a piyaz salad made from any kind of dry beans with onion, parsley, and sumac. I know it's just some sort of herbal spice, but I always find sumac sounds like such a cool name to have. Oh, I mean, hay fever, yeah. Read that in the UK is experiencing another heat wave right now. Please stay safe. I know, it is definitely warming up again. I'm struggling to hold myself together here. I'm trying to keep myself. I've got my fan over here trying to keep me cool. Tell you, it's not doing the best of jobs, but I am giving it energy. I'm glad for those who have turned up, at least. Terry, finding an onion that makes me cry become a thing of the past. After sweet onions, because popular, I've tried several stores trying to find a hot onion with no luck. You want a hot onion? Oh, okay. Well, you cook it. Now we're in the meze of roca arugula, which is a rocket salad, which is a salad where you use rocket leaves and turn it into a salad. And then we have a saksuka, which is basically eggplant cooked in olive oil. Or any vegetable you can use, really, and put some peppers or something on it. That's up to you what you want to do with it. We got some tarama, which is the Turkish version of tarama salata. It's tarama. It is a dip made from cured roe of cod, carp, or grey mullet, olive oil, and lemon juice on bread. So you can have some fun with that. And then we can have a dolma with it, a little dolma on the side, stuff some peppers or something with rice or some sort of meat. It looks so nice to do because you have to cut out, but carefully, so the pepper keeps its shape, and then because you have to cook the peppers off a little bit, but slowly, or else they'll sag and everything like that. So, and then you get your filling, stuff it in, and then put it in the oven again. Maybe put some other things on top as well. Have some fun with it. Quite a lot of these things can be sold as street food as well, because you get these little dolma street foods and everything. So olive oil is essential for Italian cuisine. It's also essential for the Turkish cuisine, of which we're doing now. Eggplant cooked in olive oil, delish. I'd like to try it. I'd like to try some of this stuff, as well as Greek and Turkish cuisines. Oh, well, it's around that place where they grow that sort of stuff, because they have to go off what crops are growing around, which is why when it comes to Turkey, you've got to go with what's grown in that area. And you've got to go with the seasons, because if the vegetables are in season or some, you've got to go with what you can grow, and then you can freeze what you haven't done. But don't waste it. Don't waste any of it. Oh. So I'll turn it to a funk off. The climate in those areas are perfect for growing olives of all types. Absolutely. Oh. What's going on here? Oh, I know you got good old Turkish desserts like it. Well, we've already done the baklava, but we've also got a helva as well, which looks really nice as well. It's very creamy, and it's got little green bits, which are usually pistachios, and it's very creamy and stuff like that. If you freeze it, you can cut it into slices, and it looks really good. I'd like. You love pistachios, do you? I know that's very good. Oh. There's something called pastrima as well, which they could actually add to a breakfast. I'm sorry, I forgot that. Which is basically a salted smoked meat from a water buffalo, or you can get it from beef as well, because, well, they love their meats, and they love to mince their meats, stuff all like that. We've also got a whole list of kebabs here, because we have the Adana kebab, which is basically a meat mixed with chili. But they look really nice because they're nice and long, and you wrap them in a kind of lavish bread, I think it is. You have it wrapped around in a pita, kind of like a durum, which is basically a wrap. Usually you see them as gyros in Greek, but they're not. But you can get a durum in Turkish, which is pretty much close to the same thing. So what you do with kebabs, whenever you wrap it up in something, you've essentially made yourself a durum. I mean, I could always mention the doner kebab, but I think everybody knows what a doner kebab is, because they probably gone to the fish and chip shop and they probably had one themselves. Maybe if they can remember going out for the night anyway, because usually drunk. Yeah, which is like a kebab, but doner kebab is more vertical, but a kag kebab is horizontal. The spit is essentially, a kebab is just spit roasted stuff, so it doesn't matter. I really love a kebab. You got shish kebabs as well, which are also a popular one to know, because obviously you've got your spike, and then you stick your meat on however you want it, cooked how you want it. But you can't go wrong with the kebabs because they're full of meat. Even though you can get an eggplant kebab, but it's not without the meat. You can still have it. Still has meat, but you have eggplant bits in between, which is very good. watching watching cooking shows, they all use olive oil. You're not a fan of cooking with it, even though it's all the rage. You're not a fan of olive oil, and it's pricey for proper tasting virgin olive oil. Yummy. You always get green and black olives on your pizzas. Never really. I think I tried a vegan olive once, but it was only because they had a load of vegan stalls around and they were giving them away for free. So I thought I'll try one. I'll give it a go. Didn't really enjoy it too much. Didn't really taste of anything anyway, really. But what do you expect from the vegan stalls? To be fair, none of it really tasted much at all. But I'm not one for vegan. To be fair, if you're Turkish, you're a vegetarian, I kind of feel sorry for you. But they do a lot of vegetable dishes, so it's fine. You'll be fine. Oh, I forgot one of the most popular desserts that you can get from Turkey is obviously you've got the Turkish delight. You can't. I mean, Turkish delight doesn't really agree with me, but I know it exists and I know a lot of people enjoy it. So I don't know how you guys feel about Turkish delight. I mean, you guys probably really, really love a Turkish delight, but me, no, I don't really like the rose flavored stuff. It just doesn't sit well with me. I don't think. Figured you might love that, and figured you might love a lot. Might love a lot of Turkish food. I've got a feeling I might love it as well. You never had a pizza without Italian sausage, not pepperoni. Oh, I love a pepperoni pizza. Oh, I'd like you to try one of the Turkish pizzas, as they call it, the lahmacun. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Lahmacun. I know, it just sounds fun to say it. Just having a brat about what he's saying. Yeah, there's loads of breads and pastries out there. They love their breads and cheeses. Usually have like an evening plate, I guess. They also like to use eggs in their dinners as well. Some of the dishes they have it, and then just crack an egg into it, which is interesting how they do it. Some of them you can actually just crack an egg into over loads of vegetables, and it actually comes out all right. You just chuck everything in a room and walk in. It's like, wait. Use smart, balanced, buttery spread with olive oil while cooking. You highly recommend it, dude. All your neighbours' kids love pepperoni pizza. Hey, I'm going along with them. I love me a pepperoni pizza as well. Now you could go for some bread and cheese. Yeah, well, I I had tagliatelle earlier. That was nice. The tagliatelle was nice. I enjoyed that. But you can't really go wrong with the tagliatelle. I had bread with that, which was nice. I enjoyed it. I had good. You can't go wrong with good food, can you? Oh, come on, guys. They're all quiet now. Why are they running around? Oh, there's someone's moving. Someone's moving. You only cook with real butter. Cook slow, it won't burn. Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole reason of meze dishes, isn't it? It was meant to get social interactions together. So if you want to have a social occasion, because that's what the Ottoman Empire's cuisine was all about, really, was trying to get them coming together. It was a lot harder for the Ottoman Empire to get together because they were too busy all having a fight with each other and everything. But they did occasionally stop fighting and they shared some food together. Just these simple little mezes that got out the fruits, vegetables. They like to have something as well called a manti, which is little filled dumplings, and well, they look alright. You put some stuff in them. Hey, a lot of people might like this one, but there's something called a dondurma, and that's ice cream. That's Turkish ice cream, a dondurma. Yeah. Hey, MLG, it's good to have you here. Yeah, it's better late than ever. Don't worry about it. It's been a pretty quiet show tonight anyway. Some days it's quiet, some days it's loud. I'm guessing not many people want to know about Turkish food, but I'm still doing my bit. And something about Turkish food, it just because you're guaranteed to be fed. It's one of those that you'd rather have more than not enough. They use a word called bereket, which stands for abundance, prosperity, and blessing. So it could be either of those three, or it could be all of those three. But it's a blessing to have food in abundance, and you've got to use prosperity. Oof. Yes, you've got to have a good meal, haven't you? What's next month? Next month's topic it will be Roman Britain. That's what I was planning on doing. So I suppose we've sort of spoke about the Romans today. Maybe the crowds will fly in. The crowds will be flying in now. I've just mentioned the Romans. Chris, I came just because you were telling Turkish food. Good subject. Roman Britain, yeah. Oh, Dan, I thought you disappeared. You still here? Good to have. It's always good to have you sticking around. Sorry, it's more of a quiet one, but I know that next month people will tune in to hear about the Romans in Britain, about what the Romans did for Britain as well. There's going to be a lot of stuff about that, so it should be a lot of fun because I know that the Romans seems to be quite a popular topic with people. You survived the big heat wave earlier this week. Hopefully things will settle down weather-wise. Oh, well, I'm glad. Well, I'm glad you survived it. I'm glad you still came here and enjoyed it. So, yeah, it seems like it's warming up and cooling down, especially over here. I don't know where I stand with it. It's going to warm up, it's going to cool down. It's going to warm up, it's going to cool down. We're going to have a week of full-on heat. So, from the looks of it, we're going to have a lot of heat over the next few days anyway. For MLG, afraid I'm going to have to catch this on the rerun. Okay, MLG, that's fine. If you gotta go, you gotta go. It's fine. Dad, it's fine. Never apologize. You have a talent and a skill at retaining information and sharing it. Well, I do my best at trying to share. It's a shame there's not as many here willing to have a look. So much history associated with Rome. I visited several towns and cities that were part of Roman way, such as Bath, London, York, etc. Yes, it's summer. MLG. Yeah, hopefully the weather will calm down. So, had a tornado not far from us last week. Wow, a tornado! Oh, man. Ooh, York. Oh, you've got a fellow fan there. Yeah, you saw it. Yeah. Terry, guess you better show up for the Romans as I'm a Roman Catholic. Huh? Yeah. Wow. You want to get for the Papal States? because that's what you got when the Roman Empire actually was defeated, because the Western Roman Empire had to turn into something. So it was all the Huns and everything that decided that they were going to come over from Central Asia. They all came over, and they created where Hungary is now. Though I don't think Hungary actually has anything to do with the Huns. It's just a coincidence that both of them begin with Hun. Though it does seem a bit suspect. The shambles are delightful. I remember saying what last month when I did Derby, because there was that Darren Vito place of Little Chester, because that was Roman. That was a Roman fort, I believe. That's what it was. Yeah, it was during the migration period. The Huns were one of the many tribes that came over, along with other Germanic tribes. But we're doing Germany in a few months' time. In October, we'll do Germany. We'll discuss the German tribes at that point, because Pastor Andy chose that one, and I don't want to give him the pleasure too early. The shambles have been on my bucket list. The Huns, yes, the Huns come, yes. Love how God works and brings all people to this group wanting to go to Catholic Church soon. Okay. Probably it's 56 minutes already. Where's the time gone? Oh, bloody heck. Everybody got some Turkish knowledge after all this? Oh, you're all getting ready for the Roman Britain now. You're all going to be up on that now, aren't you? You're all looking forward to next month now. Well, yeah, I'm actually having a lot of fun, even though we haven't got past 5 viewers. Yeah, I'm still having a brilliant time. I love this. I don't know what it is. I just enjoy prattling about on camera. Well, you already earned it, Dan. You already have the ability to choose a topic, Dan. It's just you haven't chosen one yet. So, if you want to think of one, you are very, very welcome to. But you haven't given me one yet, so I can't do your topic because I haven't got one. Yeah, I suppose the Romans do. The Romans are really, really good. I have a real knack for telling stories, do I? Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, you two are gonna have to talk with each other and try and work it out. Try and work out a topic. Try and help Daniel figure out a topic for him. Yeah. But we're nearly ended the stream now, so I'm afraid you're running out of time. So, Daniel, I hope to get your topic at some point. Still got a few topics. I'm nearly full next year as well now, so get your topics in, or else you'll have to wait until 2027. Get your topics. Oh, I think it's been a pretty good show. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed myself. I really have. You'll get your thinking cap on there. Where has it been for the past? Tell you what, at the men's breakfast next Saturday, you can get me give me a topic on Wednesday when I come round. I want your topic. Yeah, well, MLG, I only do a topic once a month, so you have to get your topic in as quick as possible. Okay, you can let me know. I look forward to seeing what you do. What you choose for me. What random thing you want me to research? What's the most random thing you can make me want to research? I think I've still got topic spaces for next year. Don't worry. You can still get some spaces for 2026. Don't worry. No, Neely didn't show up. She seemed so excited about it as well. I posted the link to her, but she's not showing up. I hope she does. I hope she does watch it in the end. It's a shame. She was so excited. I posted the link in the chat for her. But hey, you're quite welcome to come. If you don't, you don't. But you can always watch later. That's the enjoyment of this show. You can watch it over and over again. Yeah, you're random. I need a topic still. I haven't got anywhere to go with it. But anyway, we're an hour. Okay, I'm gonna have to say goodnight to everybody. But thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Thank you everybody for those who have shown up. Sorry, it's an opportune time between the Kitten Academy convention, but this was scheduled. I scheduled it at the start from the start of the month, so I'm sorry that not many people were able to watch, but I'm sure people will watch later on, and if they don't, then well, it's their loss. But anyway, thank you for showing up, everybody, and I'll see you next month, and I'll see some of you tomorrow. Take good care of yourselves as well. Thank you. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. You gotta go. Bye.